Go ahead.
Hotline. Harold Washington Post 1987 Hotline Show. We're glad to be back, and we're glad to have you back with us. We hope you do call in. Now I want to turn over to that fantastic commander, Bill Bam.
Thank you,
man.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Commander Frank B. Thompson III, Commander of the Harold Washington American Legion Post 1987, and also the 3rd District Commander. And this evening, we have one of my friends from Jesse Brown, and a courageous guy. He's been on our show before. His name is David Gardner. Excuse me.
How you doing?
Don't shoot me, bro.
How you doing?
But me and him been doing a lot of things together, and this is a special program for, when I say special veterans with amputees and stuff like that. This is strictly for you all, because see the idea, you all need to get up off that pity potty and do something. So without further ado, this is David, and I'll let him introduce himself and tell you all just what he do.
My name is David Garner.
Oh, it is?
I am a United States Air Force veteran.
Oh, Lord.
Not the Air Force.
Oh, yes.
Where's the Navy?
I had the misfortune of losing my leg back in 2012, and from that point, I got really in a deep slump. And I started having suicidal intentions and things like that. And fortunately for me, somebody came along and picked me up, brought me off my pity pot, and got me involved in sports. And from that point on, I have excelled.
This man got medals, more medals than I got in my closet.
Even to the state level in archery. And I do other things too, like wall climbing, skiing, snow skiing, and also water skiing. And the point of this is, get something to do when you have that spare time and that devil that's right there lurking behind you, telling you to go out there and start drinking, drugging, and doing things that's not only gonna mess up your body physically, but might mess up your mind to the point where 6,100 veterans in 2017 committed suicide. And that's what we're trying to prevent right here today.
And we'd like to show you a few things that they have for the veterans with amputees and stuff like that. Would you like to explain that?
This is some of the things right here. This is me in one of my modes, doing water sports. I also do what they call dragon boating, and this is wall climbing right here. And as you can see, there are a lot of things that can be done to occupy that time, like bowling, horseback riding, and all those things can be done through your local VA. All you have to do is just check in with your wellness center and just ask, what are some of these free, I said free now, things that can be done that you can do to occupy that time that you would otherwise be doing something that's going to mess up your health, both mentally and physically, and cause you to do something crazy.
Okay, excuse me. We go back. I asked David, about wall climbing. I done seen him on videos, and plus he takes it with his camera and stuff like that, so we'll be able to see it and stuff. But he was telling me about veterans that have their dogs with them. Did you want to explain that?
Well, what it is, if you have a service animal and you want to bring it along, our adaptive abilities, it doesn't matter what your disability is. We have, or should I say, the organizations are designed for people with disabilities. Don't let that stop you. if you have a service animal and you want to climb rocks and go out there and do, we can help out with that. So no matter what your disability is, you can get involved.
Hey, could you touch on the fact that we have so many, not only homeless vets, but we have so many veterans taking their own lives because of the fact, as you pointed out, they're depressed,
Suicidal,
and very suicidal.
PTSD.
Yes.
PTSD, alcohol, and drugs are the main reasons behind this.
Now, when you talk about the drugs and alcohol factor, I remember I was stationed in Germany, and at the time I was in Germany, the only thing a soldier could do is sit in a barracks and drink and smoke. It was not a whole lot of outlets that we had. And at that time, we got those coupons for cigarettes. We got coupons for alcohol. And in reading the Stars and Stripes, one of the biggest reasons of our soldiers in Germany turning to alcohol because they were lonely. Now, we got our soldiers coming back from Desert Storm, Afghanistan, and they are severely depressed when they come back to this country. Mm-hmm. And PTSD, I mean, it really finally took the VA to fully comprehend that our soldiers got some serious issues.
That is what we are addressing right now. There is already in place the programs to take care of this situation right now. I mean, extensive programs where the VAs have already reached out to organizations. One is called Adaptive Adventures. Another one is called GLASA. The Chicago Park District is another where the veteran can contact the local VA. The local VA will show them exactly what these organizations offer for them, how to go about joining for free and getting involved in any of these programs. And I know for a fact 17 events, because there's something called a Golden Age game, which is a competition. We have several across the United States, not just here locally in Chicago, Illinois, because this problem is for veterans all over the United States of America. That is what we want to get straight, because the problem is all across the United States for the veterans.
And also, excuse me, with the veterans, even
regardless of what era.
Yes, that's one thing, regardless of what era. But the Salvation Army is now having programs also to work with the veterans and with the VA about certain things, like veterans. They have water games for them and stuff like that. Like David into archery and stuff like that. It's a lot of things, including with the Chicago Park District. Well, he telling you, it's a lot of things out there for you, but you just have to participate. You know, because something that happened to you, don't let that just stop you, because your life is still going on regardless of how you feel. You still could enjoy the best. It's never over until he says it's over. But see, just like David be sending us pictures, and he be having fun. And I love that, because he's showing us what they can do. The challenge, you have to face your challenge. You have to face your fears in order to accomplish who you are, what you want to do, and everything, your ability. And David is steady proving it. When he come to the VA and stuff like that, we laugh and joke with him because of the idea. We already see him, the things he be doing. He's an inspiration for us.
And not only that, our fellow compadres out there, it saddens us to know that so many of our brothers have fallen and some of our sisters. As we say, we leave no soldier behind. And that's how we feel about you taking your life. We don't want you to take your life. And every day, it's sad that a soldier take his life, or a soldier go on a rampage and take other people's lives. And you don't have to do that, as David is pointing out. There are all kinds of free, F-R-E-E, free programs that you should take advantage of. And the sad part about all this, if you don't take advantage of these free things, the money that's allocated for these programs, they're going to go away.
And as we talked, excuse me for a minute, as we talked earlier about suicide, you know, what would you say the statistics was?
The statistics are in from the military times that 6,100 veterans committed suicide across the United States in 2017.
Wow.
And that number is starting to rise because we have the vets coming back from the Desert Storm, and those individuals now, after the years have passed, the alcohol and drugs is a slow process before it gets to the point where it turns into addiction. And once the veteran is at that stage of addiction is when the problem begins, where the suicidal tensions come in.
And that's based on this depression and everything. And see, you know, we as veterans, I am a Vietnam veteran. We all are. Excuse me. But we served in the war, whatever wars we served in. But coming back home, being in the war is not funny. And it's not fun. But see, when we come back home, when I say we, I could speak for thousands of us, tens of thousands of us. We are not the same. I had to come back and get used to civilization. The life that I had left, it wasn't the same when I came back. It was a whole new transition that I had to go through. You know, and Lord knows I didn't want to talk about my problems. And see, that's another thing about us veterans. When we come home and everything, you know, and it all depends on what we experienced in wars. Whatever branch of service is different, but see, the idea we all experience something, some kind of tragedy and stuff like that. And it's built up inside of us, where the only thing we could do is use drugs for, as I call it, it's escapism.
Too proud to ask for help.
Yes, you know, because nobody understand me. I ain't got time. If I had time, they don't know nothing. They don't know nothing about me. That's wrong. That's why they have doctors. That's why they have psychologists. That's why they are there for you. All you have to do is ask for it. Ask for HELP. That's all. But see the idea? We too proud for that. Oh, they don't know anything. You don't know anything. Not until you learn that there are organizations out there willing to lend a helping hand. It's broadcasted constantly about helping veterans, different organizations. The VA is there. Salvation Army is there, and other groups. But see that there, the only way you could get this is you have to get up and go get it. As they say, the old word is that nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream. And that's true.
Well, see, I think unlike you two gentlemen, I spent my tour of duty in Germany, and I experienced racism to the highest level in Germany. And the battery that I was in was so messed up that the general on the post had to step in and have race relationship counseling.
They had that in all branches of the service.
Okay.
We had that in the Navy, you know.
It was ridiculous because, see, if I learned anything by being in the military and being in Germany, I learned that all of us, our white soldiers, our Hispanic soldiers, we're all in this together. And just because some of the whites came from the South, most of them that was in my battery, and they had these outrageous attitudes towards blacks. And our lieutenant and even our captain and our first sergeant was Hispanic. And the battalion commander, it was really sad because at that time, General Price was our general over the post. So we had a black general. But racism still ran rampant.
Well, racism still exists, but see that they have a better handle on that now. You know, because like I said, racism, you know, is in every branch. Every branch. Here I'm on an aircraft carrier, and that's a floating city with over 5,000. It was men during that time. The reason I say that because see that women that started coming up on ships until the end of 79 going into 83 because they had to, it was a transition that they had to go through because see the only time by women being in the Navy, as they call them waves back then, they was either in the hospital or clerical. But see women start stepping up, which it's about time. Loved it. Start taking your places, your rightful place right here on earth and everything. Your ability to do things, you're doing it. And you're doing it better. Because see, now, you know, the first female officer that I saw that was over me, she was a lieutenant commander. And she was Italian. And then they were just now letting her into aviation. So when I got out of aviation, now here come, you know, I'm saying in all, not all branches, but yeah, I'm not supposed to say Army, they have Hueys. They don't have planes and stuff like that. But see, aviation period. Women are taking the road, their rightful road. That's why we had to start stepping up for our sisters of arms. Because see, every time you look around, everything was hollering about man. The men and stuff like that. But see, you know, we overlook them, overshadow them. They standing out now. They have a right to. Because just like we fought for the things that we believed in and still fighting. But they have to fight a little harder. But the idea is they're getting it. The first female general I saw, it was in 1987 at that Vietnam, believe it or not, that Vietnam parade here in the city of Chicago. And she was a Marine. We walking side by side and everything. I just happened to look up. I had on my uniform, and she introduced herself. I looked up, and oh, wait a minute, hold it. I'm saying, not playing sexism. You're a woman. Yeah, what do it look like? I mean, not that. You know, but you got some stars up there.
They done paid their dues.
Yeah, you know. But see, the idea, Marines supposed to be so hard in that. I'm not knocking you all. But the idea, the role that you all play, but see, the idea, women is up there also. Women fighter pilots now. Women doing their thing. If y'all would have gave Hillary, Hillary Clinton a chance, she would have been the first female president. See the idea? But let's get back to the veterans. We as a whole need to stick together.
Yes.
Like our brother David is showing you all. If you got a handicap, put that over to the side. You still breathe in.
Yeah.
I just want to step in right quick.
Go ahead.
I have noticed, have experienced that personally, the alcohol and the drug program is there and in place. The problem is that our veterans are not taking advantage of this
Of the program.
until they're in jail. They got a DUI.
Something had to happen
Or
by
something
now.
like what happened to me. I lost a whole leg. Before you hit rock bottom, come into your local VA and get the help that you need. We have help for cocaine, crack cocaine, alcohol, and heroin.
And as he was saying, you know, it's no name, it's drugs. If you on drugs, you got an addiction.
Come in and get the help. It's there for you. We have the programs in place. You're a vet. You get the help for free.
And I'm at Jesse Brown Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Come there if you need help. Come to my classes. I'm gonna tell you a secret. If it worked for me, it worked for anybody. We all had something to hide in our past.
Yeah.
I have 7 years clean.
Yeah, thank you. I have 14. But see, the idea, to get this, you got to want it. That's a shame. Two drunks back in 1933 got together and solved the world's problem. They didn't know nothing about alcoholism. All they know about, they had drunks and everything. So when you get drunk and out of control and stuff like that, they throw you in the asylum, in the padded room and stuff like that. After he or she gets sober for a certain length of time, then they let you go. That's all they could do. It's a remedy for that now. It's called Alcohol Anonymous.
And Narcotics Anonymous.
Which is NA. They got GABASA and a lot of more.
So basically, brothers and sisters out there in the veterans community, what these two gentlemen have laid out for you is that there is help out there for you.
Yes, it is.
And just because you have an addiction don't mean you gotta take that addiction to your grave.
No, you don't.
And you
That's
don't
right.
you don't have to let that monkey ride your back.
And there's some of them you do, you know, that monkey turn into a gorilla.
Yes.
That's not no joke. I can't go to sleep unless I get me one.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that last one may put you to sleep for the rest of your life.
That's right.
And I tell you something, especially those of you who drink. If you got to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, maybe 7.
6:30.
Yeah. And you got to go get you a bottle,
I'll be there before it opens.
hey, you got a problem.
Yes.
And you need to recognize. See, the first step to recovery is to admit you got a problem.
There you go.
That's the first step.
And that your life is unmanageable.
Yes. And the third step is recognize that there are people out here ready and willing to not only help you, but you got to make the first step.
Yes,
That's the key.
you have guidance out there. But David, that's what I call him. You want to take us out with anything? And see that there? He not driving. Look at all this.
Yep.
We going to the pawn shop after this.
He's some kids and Mr. T, y'all.
This
I
is
pity the fool who
This
don't
one right
listen
here
to
is
David.
for archery on the state level.
Mhm.
The state level. That's how good I can shoot. But not until after I got sober.
Mm.
And AA did it for me.
Yes. Now he can shoot a bow around the corner. But we want to let everybody out there in television land listen to us.
Yes.
We are serious. This is why we have our show. That's why this is the Harold Washington Hotline. You're getting it straight from the original. As they say, the horse's mouth. I don't know about that, but you're getting it straight from my mouth. But we are here to help each other. Brothers of Alliance, sisters of Alliance, but we are brothers and sisters of arms.
Brothers, let me make an announcement. On October the 17th at Truman College, we're having a legislative hearing on property tax. And we know our veterans, a lot of our veterans don't have disabilities and they don't get all the benefits from being a disabled vet. But the regular vets that's not disabled don't get all those benefits.
Right.
And so this is an opportunity for you to come out to Truman College October the 17th, 6 to 8:30, and voice your concern. Bring copies of your tax papers, because you can submit those into evidence.
Your DD 214.
So,
And tell them that again one more time.
October the 17th, Truman College, 6 to 8:30. We're talking about reducing property taxes for everybody.
Okay, we want to thank you all for listening
We
to
want
us.
to shout out to Jack.
Sylvia,
First Lady,
I see you out
Sylvia.
there. That's our golden light out there.
Until next Monday, 7 to 7:30, Harold Washington Hotline.
And we thank you very much. May God bless you all.
God bless and good night.
Okay. Now, Bob, we still been on there. Thank you.
Yeah, to our veterans out there, we care about you. We really care about you big time.
Okay.